All right, my friends, it is time for the midweek mind shift here on the Dallas Daily Show. So excited to have you with me. Today, we are going to be talking about the 10 powerful questions that are going to help you get unstuck so that you can shift. Let's get into the conversation. All right, my friends. So we are in our mind shift episodes. And like, if you've been listening to this particular series, you know this goes a little deeper than the Dallas Daily Show. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we come at you about 7, 8, sometimes 9 minutes a day. Today's a little bit more of a deeper dive so that we can talk about this idea of a mind shift. That entire video series is available for you. You can just watch those. We've been covering for the past, month and a half or so, the 5 steps to your mind shift. And if you're interested in joining a program for that, we're going to be doing another Future You 5-day challenge coming up. And you're going to get a lot of the tools within that mind shift thing. But where it ultimately is we hear a lot about mindset. Right? You got mindset coaches, life coaches that are talking to you about your mindset. I've got probably over on my bookshelf there. We're not at the Neighborhood Loans studio, by the way. We're at my home studio here this week. We'll be back at Neighborhood Loans next week. But and I hear tell, by the way, that our producer Taylor is going to have a microphone. So probably Monday is just going to be a whole conversation with her. We'll see how it goes. Shh, that's just a little foreshadowing. So on my bookshelf over there, gosh, I've got 70, 80 books there. And I'll bet of those 70 or 80, 72 to 81 of them, right? You see what I'm saying here? I'll talk about mindset. Now, why do we have a mind shift? Well, the mindset comes from your present perspective on who you are, and you're trying to change your mindset, the way you have set your mind. Now, some people have a mindset for growth. All right, well, but all of it is I'm positioning myself from my present place to shift or to reset, I should say, the way I'm thinking about things from my present reality so that I can move into my future in a good way. Here's where we come at from the mind shift and why I'm the mind shift futurist coach, okay? I want you to say hello to future you. There's 2 potentials out here. You hear me talk about this all the time on the pod. A future you want to avoid, a future you want to embrace. That future you that you want to embrace thinks a certain way about the world, about how to get breakthrough, how to be successful, right? They think a certain way, feel a certain way, and behave and act a certain way. And the mind shift says, no longer am I going to try and reset my mind from this present perspective. Instead, I want to find out, how does that person think? How does the me 1, 3, 5, 10 years from now think about the world? How do they believe? How do they feel? How do they act in all of these situations I'm going through? Because future you has broken through. And so that has an opportunity to shift the way you're thinking about your present and actually download a new operating system, the version of you that you want to become. It's kind of like creating in your imagination this ideal person and then bringing that person into your present reality and beginning to think, behave, believe, act, speak, feel, respond like them in every situation. And in doing so, the more I download that new future me shift into my present reality, the more likely I am to be on a trajectory to actualize that version of myself 1, 3, 5, 10 years from now. Does that make sense? It's kind of new language if you're newer to the pod. But again, we've broken all these down over the past month and a half or so of the 5 steps of that. And I recommend you listen to those. But there's a whole other thing that has to occur when we start to begin to think about how we want to move into our future. All right. And there's some questions we can ask ourselves. I'm going to walk you through those questions today, and maybe you can write them down. Unless you're driving, keep your hands on the 10 and 2, listen to it at another point. But also, I'm probably just going to make these 10 powerful questions available for you for download at the Dallas Daily Show. We'll see if we can get that up this next week. If not, we'll promote it inside the show notes when we can. But basically there's 10 questions. And what they're going to do is they're going to give us a framework of where we are, kind of a GPS of where we are currently, so that we can design where we want to go. In the same way that you put it on your phone map, right? You say to oh God, I don't even know what you Android people call it. I was going to say Siri, but for you Android people, do you even talk to your phones? Are you even a friend with them? Like Siri's my friend. Like, hey, tell me about this. Tell me about that. She's like, Dallas, let's talk about the weather. Siri tells me so many things about the weather, or I'll ask her to like, what does that mean? And she'll give me the definition and we talk. And even my wife, I think, is a little jealous of my relationship with Siri because sometimes we've been in the car and my wife will say, hey, you need to go left. And I'll go, Siri's telling me to go down another mile and then take a left. And she's like, wow, we're going to listen to Siri now over me. You got that right. You absolutely got that right because you're still over there zooming out versus pinching in on that map. So I'm going to listen to what the other gal has to say. Yeah. And for those of you who missed that joke just now, it was a brilliant callback from Monday's episode, pinch out or zoom in, right? So go back and listen to that if you need that callback. 2 days later, he does a callback. Wow, that's impressive. I just looked over like I was talking to Taylor. She's not here. I'm in my home studio. Dang it. Yeah, next week we're going to get Taylor on. All right, back to the point. These 10 questions are giving us a GPS. All right, so one of the first questions we need to ask ourselves, because too often we get critical right out the gate, right? Immediately we're like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? No, stop. The first question we want to ask ourselves to get a good pin in where we are is, hey, what is working? What's working in my life right now? There's some stuff I want to change. I know I'm going to get to that, but what is working? Is my relationship on point, but my physical isn't working? Again, we go through the 4 areas of life, right? Spiritual, physical, relational, professional. That inner outer world of spiritual. Are you in balance or not? Right? We go through the physical side of it. Do I have the energy and the capacity to do what I need to do today and to be healthy the next 5-10 years down the road, whether that's nutrition, exercise, mobility. Right? Then there's the relational aspect. Is my inner circle of spouse and kids, are those relationships on right? The kind of the larger circle of friends and family, and then acquaintance pool beyond that, are all those circles taken care of on my gorilla island? The small, never mind, different reference altogether. So we have those kind of relational things, and then we got the professional / financial side. Am I in the job I love? Do I have passion? Do I have all of that? So we just simply ask ourselves, what is working in my life right now? And we can actually take a moment and breathe that one back in. We go, oh, yeah, that's working. Okay. Because maybe we're not taking the time to celebrate what is working in our lives. Then the second question becomes, all right, when I look at those 4 areas, spiritual, physical, relational, professional, what isn't working? Right? So what is working? Take a moment, celebrate, give yourself a little attaboy, pat on the back, attagirl, pat on the back. Then you can go to what isn't working. That's question number 2. And the third question in that is, why do I feel that's not working? Because your emotions are going to tell you, why, you're going to have a sense, why do I feel that's not working? What is working? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Question number 2, what isn't working? That's not good. Then I immediately go right to question 3. Why isn't that working? Why do I feel that's not working? And then the fourth question is what we're going to talk about in just a moment, and we'll get us through questions 4 through 10 on the back half of this. But first, let's just take a quick pause and hear from our sponsors. If you are a business professional and you're looking to lose 25 to 50 pounds of that stubborn belly fat over the next 90 days, I want to tell you about one of the programs from our sponsors, the Shed Fat Fast program with Joel Staley. Joel has helped over 1,500 clients lose all of that fat, get in the best shape of their life, and he does it with a proprietary fasting protocol that's guaranteed to get you results without giving up the food that you love. I know it works because I'm in the program right now, and I'm telling you, this thing is getting me results. I know it can get you results as well. He's got a free training for you. Go to shedfatfast.com. That's shedfatfast.com. Check out his free training. And when you call in, be sure and mention that you heard about it from the Dallas Daily Show. Hey, everybody. I just want to give a quick shout out to our studio sponsor here at Neighborhood Loans Studio in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're in the market for a new home, look no further. Their 5-star team is excellent. They can help you get what you need. And I can personally connect you with their team, or you can check out their website, neighborhoodloans.com. Again, that's neighborhoodloans.com, or feel free to call them 314-658-9400. Again, that's 314-658-9400. And even though the studio's located here in St. Louis, Missouri, they can service you nationwide. So trust me when I say you are in the best hands with Neighborhood Loans. All right, so we've got this idea here, right? The 10 questions that we're reviewing. First of all, in all 4 areas, spiritual, physical, relational, professional areas of our life, we're asking, number 1, what is working? Yay, celebrate. Number 2, what isn't working? Ew. So we go from yay to right? But then we go to question 3, why do you feel it's not working? These are all just self-reflections. And again, this is to give us a GPS of where we are so that we can know where we want to go. And this is where we start to think about that with question number 4. What do you think is next? What is it that you need to do next to fix what's not working? Of one of the things, if that's not working for me, what do I think I need to actually do next? Oh, that's a good question. All right, so now I'm starting to get out of emotional thinking into strategic thinking. All right, now I'm going to ask myself the 5th question, what are the obstacles in my way of doing that next thing? Well, sometimes it's just me, isn't it? What major obstacles are in my way? Oh, right, it's my own mindset, right? Because I don't have the mind shift in place. So it's my own current present mindset, or, oh, well, no, I don't have the finances to do that, or, oh, yeah, well, no. It's simply because I don't want to give up that food, right? So what are the major obstacles that are in your way? Then you start to ask yourself, what have I tried so far? That's question number 6. So 1, what is working? 2, what isn't working? 3, why do you feel that's not working? Number 4, what do you think you need to do next? We move into strategy, right? Number 5, what are the obstacles in the way? Oh, now we're going to go from strategy to identifying some possibilities within that strategy. Number 6, what have I tried so far? Well, I've counted the calories all my life. Maybe it's time for you to get into something like our Shed Fat Fast that we just talked about in the ads. Maybe it's time to reach out to somebody like Joel Staley and say, let me try something new, right? Because once we figure out what have I tried so far? Well, I've gotten all the apps and I've counted the calories and I've done keto and Mediterranean and paleo and Atkins and $1 trillion industry, right? Maybe we've done all of those things. Then we have to ask ourselves question 7. What have been my results with what I've tried? I do pretty well for 3 weeks, and then I fall off. Well, I do really well and I get down 5-10 pounds, and then I have one bad day or one bad meal. All right. So what are the results with what you've tried? I didn't like that one at all. I was thinking 6 meals a day. I was thinking about food too much. Right. There are certain things we've done that we're like, yeah, I don't like those results. So we kind of have to know what's worked and what hasn't worked and how well it's worked and all of that. Right. I know I'm kind of banging through these really quickly here, but again, we're going to try and make this download available for you. So what is working? Number 1. Number 2, what isn't working? Number 3, why do you feel that's not working? Number 4, what do you think you need to know next? We just went from why do you feel, right? Emotion, it's not working. What do you think, strategy, you need to do next? Number 5, what major obstacles are in the way for you? Number 6, what have you tried so far? And then number 7, what have been your results with what you have tried? All right, so you've done all the things, right? Now you've fully, thoroughly examined your present position. And this is now where we're going to move from here. And it's number 8, what else do you think needs to be done? All right, I've tried this, I've tried that, not the results I want. What else do I need to do? Oh, I haven't tried X. Haven't tried B. Oh, I haven't tried this. What might help there, right? Then question number 9, what support or what assistance do you need with that choice? You want to try something new, right? I hate the insanity cliche. that people use and I think misattribute to Einstein over and over again, which is insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. People use it a lot. And yes, I'm realizing I just used it and I'm kind of like wanting to smack myself for it. But nonetheless, I did it, right? What are we doing over and over again that we've tried so far, and then somehow we think we're going to do it again differently? It might be time to ask question number 8. What else do you think needs to be done? And then question number 9, what do you need support or assistance with in doing that? You need the coach sometimes. I'm going to talk about this, I think, on it might be tomorrow's episode, Friday's episode. I'm going to talk about this idea of getting someone who's already had a breakthrough where you need a breakthrough. So there you go. Quick tease. Stay on the pod every day, folks. Monday through Friday, we're coming at you. But the idea is, what support or what assistance do you need with the new thing you're going to try? Right? Do I need a coach here? Do I need a nutritionist here? Do I need a financial mentor here? Do I need a relationship mentor here? I've tried all these other things in my relationship. They haven't worked. What is it that you need to try? What else needs to be done? And what support or assistance do you need? And then ultimately it comes down to the final thing. Question number 10. The final question is the first action step. Simply this. What is one thing you need to do today to begin, to get on the different direction? What is one thing you can do today to move forward to the future version of you? See, maybe you haven't gone through the 5 steps of visualizing, emotionalizing, vocalizing, internalizing, and actualizing future you. Maybe you haven't gone through that. Maybe the next thing you need to do is sign up for the next future you 5-day challenge so that you can build out, oh yeah, these are my typical triggers, belief, behaviors. These is how I adapt. This is how I break through. This is what I'm going to do. Maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe you need to finally make the call to the life coach. Maybe you finally need to join the gym or call the nutritionist, right? Maybe you need to reach out to some of your friends in your referral network and say, hey, I'm looking for someone to help me break through in blank in this area. But there's one thing that you need to do today. Right? So we've gone from feeling, we've gone from analysis of like what is working, what isn't working, right? And then we got into the feeling of why do I feel it's not working? Then we've started saying, now I need to get strategic. What do I think needs to happen next? What major obstacles are in the way? Now we've gone into analysis of what have I tried so far? What were my results with that? What else do I think needs to be done? And now we're moving in the final steps toward action. Who can help me take all of those steps? Who can help me break through to that next level? And then finally, the final question is the action question of what can I do today to actually begin to take forward steps, to move into the future version of me. My friends, I am so passionate and I get emotional about the idea because I was stuck for so long in the old beliefs, the old behaviors, the lies, right? The depression, the anxiety. And I kept trying to fix it from my present position. And I remember when I started going to therapy, and then I got into group therapy, and I was working with a coach at the time. And for a while, I was on medication. But I remember when the therapist began to speak to my future. And I was so lost in the present and so caught up in the past. And when that therapist began to say, hey, let's figure out who you want to become, that started me on a journey of shifting my thinking. And that's when I could honestly look and go, what's working here? What's not working here? What have I tried? What have I tried from my present position? And then I realized the future of who I wanted to become had every answer for me. This is who I want to be. This is who I want to be spiritually, as a son of God, as a child of God, right? This is who I want to be as physically, as a healthy person, not on all the medications, not on all the stuff, not broken and beat down. But I began to think, who do I want to become physically? What steps do I need to take today? Who do I want to become spiritually? What steps do I need to take today? Who do I want to become as a husband and as a father and as a friend? What steps do I need to take today? The gap between where I am and who I want to be. What step is the first step? I've got my GPS. Now I begin to go directly to it. Professionally, what do I need to learn? What assets do I need? What skills do I need? What financial mentors, business mentors do I need? I'm working with 2 different mentors and a coach and a therapist right now. Holy cow. I've got a team in place. Oh, and I have a bunch of cheerleading friends too, like friends that are cheering me on. You need that in place. So those are the 10 questions for you to consider. What is working for you in your GPS? What isn't working for you? Why do you feel it's not working? What do you think needs to occur next? What are the obstacles that are in your way? What have you tried so far? Analyze it. What have been the results? Analyze it further with what you've tried. And then you begin to think strategically, what do I need to do next? Oh, I could try this. I could try that. Who could help me get past that? Well, future you is there hoping you get past that, but there might be someone else to guide you along the way. And then the final question, what is one thing that you can do today to move forward? That's how you take action, and that's how you transform. That, my friends, is the mind shift. All right, go out there, have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.